Hello, this is the Bible in Fewer Words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 16, Genesis chapter 32 and 33. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
What are we covering today?
Oh, we've got some interesting things. This is really the second half of chapter 32. We had a little bit of 32 in the last episode.
Okay.
And I don't know whether we need to review anything. Jacob is leaving, right?
Yes.
Jacob is leaving with all of his family. So yeah, they're leaving Haran and they're heading back to Canaan.
Okay. Jacob took his 2 wives, 2 concubines, and 11 sons, and crossed over the brook Jabbok.
He also took his daughter, but this verse doesn't happen to mention the daughter. Daughters often get left out in the Bible.
Dinah.
Yeah, Dinah.
Lovely little Dinah gets left out.
Mm-hmm. But she's there, actually.
Okay.
I think.
Later on that same night, Jacob wrestled with a man until dawn the next day. That's a long fight, or wrestling.
That is a long wrestling match, yeah.
When the man saw that he couldn't beat Jacob, he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh, dislocating it. We're going to wait and finish this whole thing before we comment on that.
Oh, right.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
The man said, "Let me go because it's getting light." But Jacob said, "I won't let you go unless you bless me." The man asked Jacob, "What is your name?" Jacob said, "Jacob." The man said, "Your name is no longer Jacob. From now on it is Israel, because you have wrestled with God and have prevailed." Okay, I can't go on anymore.
Okay.
It's just, there's too much here.
Yeah. Well,
First I want to say, okay, where did this man come from? They set up camp by the brook Jabbok, and then he goes to take a walk, and all of a sudden he sees a man who says, "I want to wrestle you," and then...
Well, it was night.
Okay.
That's about all we know. And they wrestled all night until
all
dawn.
night.
And I'm not leaving anything out here.
Promise?
Pretty much, yeah. But the links are here for anybody that wants to go. But I don't think I'm leaving anything out. So they just wrestled all night, and then apparently Jacob was defeating this guy. The man he's wrestling with couldn't defeat him, so he did something to Jacob's thigh.
Uh-huh. So what did this man do to Jacob's thigh?
Well, the Bible doesn't say except for he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh and apparently dislocated it.
All right. Normally I think dislocating, that's kind of a bone, and this is just all muscle.
Right.
And okay, so he had him in a compromising position, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, that's all. What it says here is what we know.
Okay.
One thing, though, that people wonder about is the use of the term thigh. Mm-hmm. And that's because often in the Bible, as we mentioned before, with the swearing by holding a hand under a thigh, mm-hmm. that was thought to be holding the hand in the private parts.
Okay.
While you're swearing.
You're being so polite about it.
Trying to be. And so some people have speculated that there might be something like that going on here.
Okay.
And I have more about that. We don't need to get into it here, but I have more about that for those that are interested in the notes about some of the details of what people think about this.
Okay. So then we talk about...
And then there's something about it getting light. Right?
Yes.
Apparently this wrestler doesn't like to be exposed to the light. He's kind of like a vampire or something.
Okay, gotta go. I gotta go.
Gotta leave once it gets light. And Jacob says, "I won't let you go unless you bless me."
And blessing, do people just bless each other, or is it someone who...
Well, they do sometimes. Sometimes a person will bless, like Isaac would bless Jacob, let's
mm-hmm.
say. So sometimes a man blesses another, but usually it would be somebody that has some special power of blessing. And so it's strange that he would ask this mysterious wrestler to bless him.
Yeah.
And the wrestler, where did we stop here?
Well, we
Jacob.
stopped...
He changed his name.
Yes, he changed Jacob's name
from Jacob to Israel, which is strange for just a strange man wrestler guy to change his name.
Like having no power over. I mean, it's not like, okay, he's going to file a piece of paper in court or...
yeah, it's right. Name changes are kind of complicated legal issues.
Yes,
right?
they are.
Legal procedures.
I guess not back then.
Not back then. But the next thing that's interesting is the man says not only that he has changed his name from Jacob to Israel, but the reason he's going to do it is because Jacob has wrestled with God and prevailed. He beat God in a wrestling match. So the man that Jacob is wrestling with must be God.
Otherwise, why would he say that?
Right.
So God can be a man, an angel,
or himself. I think in this case he was a man, but he was actually taking the form of a man, like he did
previously.
With Jesus.
Yes. So Jacob asked God then. We're going on now. Jacob asked God. Is that okay?
No, I was just thinking maybe he was Jesus.
Maybe he was Jesus.
I'm sorry. Just occurred to me now as a possibility.
Jacob asked God, "Tell me your name." And, he just said the line, because you've wrestled with God and have prevailed.
Right.
Doesn't he know that, he must be God?
Yeah, so Jacob, in verse 29, it says, Jacob asked God, "Tell me your name." And then God replied, "Why do you ask my name?" It's like he doesn't want to tell him his name. But it's pretty obvious here that Jacob's thinking there's something up with this guy. Mm-hmm. This guy is actually God. Tell me your name. Like he should say that his name is Yahweh or something.
Yeah. But he doesn't want to.
But he doesn't. He just goes on.
Saying, "Okay, why do you ask my name?" And then Jacob says, "I've seen God face to face and lived." And is he talking about some previous time that Jacob has seen God?
No, he just wrestled with God.
Just now.
He saw him face to face, and then he wrestled with him.
I think and won.
And won. Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a lot going on there. You want to go on?
Well, yeah, there's just one more verse here that says that in verse 32, it says, "Therefore, the Jews don't eat the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh, because God touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank."
Okay. So all I know about sinew is that it's like some type of ligament or muscle or something.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
So there's one there in the thigh, I guess.
Yes.
And it shrunk, I guess, when he touched it, or he dislocated it. And it shrunk?
I'm going to have to look this one up.
Okay.
And I'll put it in the notes if I
Okay.
can find something about it, if it's still involved in kosher food.
For Jews.
For Jews. I assume it is, but I'll have to check and see.
Okay. So, chapter 33. Sometime later, Jacob saw Esau and 400 men coming to visit him. I'm expecting that they're at camp somewhere and he sees a big crowd of guys coming.
Yeah, Esau must have found out, I guess, that Jacob was on his way back to Canaan, so he's going out to meet him.
And you could see Esau probably far away because he is red and hairy all over.
That's right, he is.
So Jacob approached his brother Esau, bowing his head to the ground 7 times. And I imagine he's doing that because he's probably still scared that he's going to try to kill him.
Yeah, the last we heard, Esau did want to kill him because he was tricked out of his blessing.
Yeah. So Esau ran to meet Jacob, kissed him, and wept. And when Esau saw Jacob's family, he said, "Who are these women and children?" Jacob replied, "They are the family God has given me." Jacob's wives and children bowed to Esau. Esau said to Jacob, "What's with all the animals I met on the way to see you?" Jacob replied, "They are gifts to you to make you like me." Esau said, "I have enough animals, brother. Keep them." Jacob said, "No, please take them. Seeing your face is like seeing the face of God." Okay, you're seeing the face of God again?
Well, he just saw the face of God apparently with the man that he was wrestling. So maybe it wasn't Jesus, maybe it was Esau.
Maybe, and so I guess God is red and hairy.
Wouldn't that be something if Esau was there and he wrestled with him and he looked just like God?
Oh, probably not.
No, probably not.
Okay, so Esau agreed to accept Jacob's gift of all the animals, I guess.
Yeah, or at least some of them. Mm-hmm.
And Esau said, "Let me leave some of my men with you." "I don't need them. I just want you to like me," said Jacob. So I guess he's not sure that he still isn't about to kill him or
No,
something.
he's still afraid of him. Yeah.
So Esau returned to Seir, and Jacob traveled to Succoth, where he built a house. And that's the end of chapter 33.
Yep.
I guess next time we will move on to, are we still going to be talking about Esau and Jacob?
No.
No?
Well, Jacob will be involved.
Okay.
But Esau's going to be gone out of the picture. I'm not sure that we'll see much of Esau anymore.
All right, so it looks like from this text that they've kind of made up, and Esau's not going to kill Jacob anymore.
And Esau kind of comes out as the good guy here. He's willing to forgive Jacob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Brotherly love, maybe.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Of course, God hates Esau.
Yes. Maybe he got over it too.
I don't think so, because in the New Testament, it's repeated.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.